Hi all, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Let's start rebooting our work using UiPath. So today we are going to discuss about condition. So everyone should have some assumption like about condition, what is condition and where it has been used. So actually what it mean by condition? So basically condition is a thing so which help to satisfy our like it may be true or false, or it may be like we need to repeat the particular things for a certain numbers of time, or like need to iterate a particular data. So until unless those data which is in that array or list, so it need to print those values. So this in this ways like condition has been used. So basically condition is most powerful activity to use. You have more one solution sir after an action. So yeah, so which I said here, so it will be help to decide like in which part need to go, then like it was like else or then. So it will help us to decide the right path of the solution. And there are like various kind of conditions. So one is if else, while, do while, for each, and switch. So we are going to see one by one with an example so that like we can get a good idea on this. So for an if else, so we are going to check order even number, and while, so we are going to use 1 to 5 numbers, so we are going to print. And then like do while the same, and for each, so we are going to iterate each and every names which is in array, and then we are going to print over there. And then in switch, so we're going to use a grade system, so which help us to like print like how he was good in grades, like excellent, good, or like failed likewise. Don't worry about these notes. For sure, I'll be pasting in your YouTube comments or description. So yeah, one more thing I need to add over here actually. So from here I was adding the repository, GitHub repository, so which will give the particular workflow which I was designing in our upcoming videos. Let's quickly jump into the studio part and we can start designing one by one. So instead of creating process, I have already created process. So a quick recap. So you have to click on process, and then a small pop-up will be came up here. So we have to fill those like what are the process name and description, and like what are the language you have preferred to use. So once you are done with that, so you'll be landed on this particular page. So I have dragged and drop and sequence. Then I have renamed it as condition. So just click the sequence in the property panel in a display name field. So you can rename your particular sequence names. So let's start the examples now one by one. Let's start with if else. So drag a sequence. Do if else, rename it as if else. So it will give you a good idea. And then so drag an assign activity. So or you can create a variable over here, anything you can do here. So let me give a control key, create a variable called as x, so which is int x, so which means integer I was going to use over here. Hit and enter. So you can here you can enter any value. So as I said before, we are going to use an odd or even number. So let me put 3 over here. So as we know already, we need to change the data type. So the default data type will be string. We have changed the data type. For a better view, so we can do one more thing actually in your path. So we can just copy this if else so that it will help us over there. Just copy to make a note what we are doing. So just go inside the if else sequence, annotation, add annotation. So what mean by annotation first? So annotation is kind of a comments. So it helps if some other developers comes to a sequence, comes to workflow, so they can find what you have done in the below workflows. So I have listed what I was doing here. Int x, so 3. So we can drag a if else, yeah. So int x you can see that the output is odd number. So because like we have entered the number 3, so it is not. So if you are changing the number as 2, then it will be printing even. So yeah, so we have done with the if else. So let me jump back to the next. So what it is, so while, yeah. So for this, so we can drag a sequence. So property, so we can rename our sequence. So it will help to understand what you have done. So what example we are going to do here, just copy it, copy, go here, annotation, add annotation, then adding. This will be really, it will be like good practice actually. So now you are going to drag and drop your while sequence. So before that, so you are going to declare any variables. Mm, so we can reuse if else variable or you can create a new variable. So anything would be fine. So counter. So this will be integer type. So int counter, hit and enter. So you can declare some value. So let me give 5. So need to change the data type. Change the data type. Then I'll drag a while sequence. So as everyone know, so while it particularly used to print the particular statement or a note, so until unless the condition has been met, so it has been reached. Let me quickly go here, hint count. Just click on control plus space so that you can get your intelligence on. So let me make it 1 here, sorry. And then you can start incrementing. Counter, then int counter. So why I was doing this? So if you are not going to increment your loop, then it will be it will be keep on looping only. So it will not get a particular condition. So it will be went in the wrong scenarios actually. So what actually we have done till now here. So in while loop, while loop, it will be used to execute particular statement until unless the condition has been met here. So we have declared int count, so 1, and then while loop, so int count greater than 5. So until unless this counter value reaches 5, we are going to print this particular statement. Okay. So once you have printed this statement for first time, then we are going to increment loop. So how it will be? So it will be, so it will says counter. So it will be so you can check here. So the counter hyphen, so and then we will be getting our integer value. So dot to string. So dot to string will convert this particular integer into a string so that we can get it printed in the right line. So I have just commented out this one. So to comment out uh, the particular code which we are not going to use for here, just click on Control D, which help to comment out this. And then I guess yeah, we are done with condition. So int, so 1, it will be checking like 1 is greater than 5 or not, and then it will be start iterating and the printing nodes. So we can quickly save this and we can debug on this one. Yeah, I guess you have seen that. Yeah, so it has been printed everything. Counter 1, counter 2, counter 3, counter 4. So it has printed the whole value. Since it has made this condition, particular condition 5, so it went out of the loop. So once it is 5, so it will be checking the condition. So condition will be not met over here, then it will be get out of the loop. So if you are going to use the do while, so it will be the same, but you are going to get the output 5 also. So why I was saying like 5, so the condition will be in down part. So it will be checking once it has been executed the statement. So you can see do while. So do while here it will be executed at least once, even the condition is not met. So even the condition is not met, so it will going to execute the particular condition. So I will suggest, so do while, you can practice the do while so that you can get some good hands on. So I'll just jump back to for each now. Let me comment out, so that it will not disturb our code when we are going to run our for each. So just same thing. So drag a sequence, rename it as in property for each. The same thing. Drag a sequence, rename the display name as for each. Then go back to the statement. Copy this particular statement. Jump back to the studio. Right click. Add annotation. Adding annotation. Yeah. So now, so we are going to do our for each. So what actually mean by for each? So for each is basically used to iterate each and every element. So which may be in data type, or which may be in array, which may be in a list. So it will be have the collections of data to print the collections of data which is stored. So we can use the for each. So let me declare over here control key. Then you can make it as string array, array array, then name. So hit on enter. In value section, so before doing this, just go to the variable panel and change the variable type from string to array of strings. So in this example, we are going to see array of strings. So what is the difference between the string and array of strings? So array, so as it names array, so it can store the multiple values. So that is the use of array. So and the value which is going to store in the array is string. So that is called as array of strings. So let me open a curly braces, double quotes. So J, then comma, then Vignesh, then comma, Ganesh. Yeah, so these three names. So I have declared three names over in the array of string. So what we are going to do here is, so use with the help of for each, we are going to print all this name in our for each. So I have checked for each, for each. So here you're going to str name. So the what is the variable we have used here? So you can use, you can invoke the variable name over here, str name. So soon after I was like typing yes, so the intelligence getting up actually. So it was saying like this is the variable or this is the variable, kindly confirm likewise. So we have to confirm the variable. So once you confirm, so to print this value, so as we know that right line will be useful item. So here you can print item dot to string. So you can be asking, hey, why you are saying like dot to string? This is not an integer. Yeah, this is not an integer, but so this is an array of string. So if you are going to print something in array of string, so this particular line will take only a string value. So will help you to print the string value. So that's why we are going to give us a dot to string. So we are done with our code. So we are just going to save and then debug. So it will be how it will works actually. So the initially the J name will be loaded in the items. So the name J will be printed, and then Vignesh will be loaded into the item. Then Vignesh will be printed, and then Ganesh will be printed. Likewise, it will works. So I have commented out. So the above previous code, that is good. Let me save and debug. Yeah, done. So you can see in output, so those names are printed over here. Jay Vignesh Ganesh. Yeah, so we are quite good on this as well. So these are like various kind of like looping or like condition thing. So where we are going to check for our business and we are going to use this. So that's why it will be much powerful actually. So next we are going to see about switch. just copy this. So drag a sequence, rename it as switch, give an annotate, adding annotation. Done with that. So here you can create a variable. So which is control key str grade. So here we can do something different. Let me so we no need to use as an activity here. Let me do something new. Let me delete it. So I didn't till now I didn't declare any variable. So just go to the variable panel, do the same thing. So you will be getting why I am doing this str name, and then you can enter your value here. So let's see. Okay. So you have created a variable and then you have assigned the default value which is as C over here, and it is string, so we no need to change any data type. So in this part we don't need to use our assign activity. So why? Because so if we are going to initialize some value to your variable, then we are going to use our assign activity. But if you are going to use by default something, so you can directly go here and do the same steps. You can direct in default section, you can directly initialize your value over here. Then switch statement, you can drag your switch. So what actually your expression name str name? Yeah. So why it is getting error? So in switch, so we can go to the property panel of the particular switch. So the type argument. So type argument nothing but the data type. So which you are going to see here like in variable panels, variable type or a data type. So this type of argument. So you have, as you know that this particular thing is string. So just go here, click on string. That's it. And here you are going to use your multiple conditions over here. Okay. So let's assume A. Okay. A, and then B, and then C. I guess this will be good. So you can drag each and every right lines and you can print something. Okay. So where B will be good. Sorry. Just click on this particular sequence so that this particular window will be open here. Condition. Okay. So just type grade here and then just type default. So why default has been, so if none of the condition has been met, so it will automatically it will be moved to the default section. So here I will set it as fail. Okay. So we didn't did anything big actually here. So we have made a variable which is named as str name, and we have declared a by default variable and with the along with the values. So we have drag drop a switch sequence. So in switch, so we have like named the cases a b c. So based upon the cases, so it will go to the particular cases. So if none of the cases is met, then it will be moved to the default section. So why I was giving abc? So here, so you can see your particular str name, it is kind of abc grade system abc. So that's why I given in a case abc likewise. So based upon your requirements of this language, you can change your switch statement accordingly. So just click. So I have commented out all those. Good. Debug. So you can see 4 is printed over here. Yeah. So we have got it. So we are, because like we have given the default value as C, so 4 has been printed. So based upon values, it will be keep on changing. So this all about conditions. So kindly like practice do while, so that will be make a good practice. That's why I left that. So apart from that, yeah, so we are fair enough good with if else. So I guess you have known couple of things today. So do while, if else, then for each switch. So how to do annotation. So yeah, annotation is really a good thing. So it will be helpful. So if some other new developer comes to picture, they can read this particular remark and they can find out what actually you have done here. So it will be a good thing actually. So yeah, and then you can rename each and every assign activity as per your convenience. So you can rename. So how I was doing for the sequence, likewise you can rename. That will also will be good. Make a good view actually. So I guess so I have done with the condition part. So yeah, so I guess everything went good. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe. Wait for new videos and then try practicing these things. So if you have any doubt, do a comment. So we'll check on those. If you have any doubt still, so we'll do a QA playlist so that it will be helpful for you and for us. So whether like in which aspect all the folks are lagging. So yeah, thanks for watching. Happy learning. Yeah.